Hi, and welcome to our series in Communicating with Impact. I'm Kim Powell, the Journey Weaver Life Coach, and today we want to talk about communication and in emotional intelligence. That is one of the competencies. So it is very important that we learn to communicate because that is the only thing that we do more than anything else except for breathing. And so it's pretty important. So how are you at communicating? And if you're not really sure, it's one of those things is becoming aware. Become aware of what you're saying and what you're doing. But today I'm going to cover 3 different ways that we can impact. And you're going to probably be a little surprised because when I started studying this, I was a little surprised. I mean, some of it we know, but some of it we just really don't know. And it's very important. No matter, everything that we do, we are communicating. So in your business, in your home life, when you're just out, just having fun, it's very important. So we're going to get started. And the first one is our words being spoken. Did you realize that only 7% is communicating by words? And don't take it lightly because that is the very first thing people hear. So it's still important. Your words are very important, but it's only 7% of that conversation. But 55% is your visual. So your visual, what you're seeing people do, the facial expressions, your body language, that is what people notice more than your words. So it's very important that if when you're communicating, to line up what you're saying with your body language. Are you doing this? Are you smiling when you're talking to a client or trying to bring somebody into a downline? What are your body language? Are you sitting there all tensed up? Are you relaxed? Start trying to, maybe when you're doing this, practice this at home with your spouse or with your kids. See if you really realize what your body language really is when you're speaking. And then the third is only 38% is your tone of your voice. So, that is something a lot of us really have a hard time with. Are you being abrasive and not even realize it just because of something that happened earlier in the day? Sometimes we have a hectic day and we try to make phone calls at night and we're tired or we're, aggravated from the day, and are you short with them? How are you coming over? And in your downline, are you talking to them at night and talking to them like you've been maybe talked to today, or taking it, kind of out on them what happened? So, we need to take a deep breath before we make those phone calls, before we talk to those clients. And try to focus in on what your body is saying, what your tone is saying, and line all of this up into words. It is so important that we line all these things up together to make the greatest impact. If you have not got my report on communicating with power and influence, go now to thejourneyweave.com and pick that up because it's going to have tips and things that you can do right away and to get started. And I know sometimes it's hard to pay attention to all 3 of these things at once. It just takes practice. And don't worry, if you're not a great communicator, it is something that you can learn, and we can teach you to do that. And I know that you're going to be successful at it, and you're going to see your business flourish in this just because you've learned a few simple techniques. So I'm really excited to be able to help you in this and knowing that it's going to make a difference. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks for joining us.